So Juan and Kate, we're happy to host you here on this podcast. And I'd like to start things off knowing a little bit more about your background and why you're here today.
Great, Nicole. Obviously, thank you for having us here today. A little bit nervous. This is our first time speaking out about what we're doing. My background has been in real estate, also as a business consultant along with my partner, Kay. And right now we are taking advantage of our experiences and skills to actually start the new industry with the metaverse and the cryptocurrency and all of those beautiful things.
Nice. So tell me about your journey. What got you from real estate to Web3?
Nicole, well, I'll try to make my story as short as possible, but it was an interesting story because as a real estate investor, I was doing very well until the market actually crashed around 2008, 2009. And from there, I was looking for an alternative opportunity where Kay and I met, and we actually started our journey in import and export.
Okay, nice. And where did you do this import and export?
So, to give you a quick story real quick, what happened is we decided to start a business. We called it the White Elephant back in the day when we started. We went to Thailand to actually search gold for one of our clients, and we had an opportunity to sit in a meeting with some people from Hong Kong, from HSBC Bank, to see if they can help us source the gold. And to our surprise, we didn't have the opportunity to source gold with them, but they actually wanted to give us 100,000 pieces of Bitcoin. I looked at Kay, he looked at me, and we were looking at, what is that? They tried to explain it to us, but our minds were somewhere else, and we ended up rejecting that opportunity.
If we only knew.
If we only knew, right?
I don't like to tell that story, so I'm like, let's not tell that story.
Yeah.
So I haven't told that story to anybody in like, I think,
You can
like
take it
over
as a
10
good
years.
learning experience.
And now we're here trying to tell the story, because everybody would think either we were lying or we were dumb.
Yeah, that's why.
So we never told the story. It's coming out now, by the way, Nicole, thanks to you and the opportunity that you're giving us to share this. So what ended up happening after that, Kay and I, we just said, you know what, we can't find the gold. We decided to take a vacation pretty much, and we traveled all around Thailand. He showed me all the temples, and we just had a great time. Me especially, after going through so much stress in my life and going through that crash, I took advantage of that. And what happened was during our trip, we got lost, literally got lost in the jungle. And it was raining so hard, Nicole, we went into a hut. And in that hut, there was the owner of that little hut restaurant actually started speaking with Kay. And in that journey, the guy was, chatting with him about what we're doing here, what's going on, and Kay expressed, shared everything with him. And at one point in time, Kay shared a story about a dream he had because he asked him. And he said that the dream that he had was with a white elephant, where the white elephant approached him, lifted up the trunk, and walked away. That guy stood up, went inside his little shack, came back. Do you have that little amulet by any chance? Came up,
and I'll show it to you guys
and,
later. Actually, I actually bought him today.
And gave him a white elephant amulet. Kay did not want to accept that, but the guy said, listen, we've been looking for the owner for this amulet. For the last 3 generations, our family was told that a guy who had a dream with the white elephant is the owner of this amulet.
Wow.
And gave it back to him. And Kay responded, how can we repay you? And the guy said, look, if the white elephant gives you good fortune, then please give back to the community and to the white elephant.
Mind it, I haven't been back in Thailand in like 20 years.
That's such an interesting
So it's
story.
like we got lost in the jungle, like literally. We went to see the temple. It was raining really hard. We came out. We got lost. The road was flooded. We were like, damn, what we do now? So let's go south. So we head south, and we got there. So we just look at each other like,
right place at the right time.
Exactly.
So what happened is we now fast forward, right? We left, we kept doing our lives like, we were friends. We stayed in touch. And what happened was Kay, he's a financial wizard in my opinion, and a business consultant helping a lot of people in business, where one day he just calls me up and he says, Juan, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. I said, do you still have that white emblem with you? He said, yeah. He says, I've been hearing things about tweets being sold, NFTs. I don't really know everything yet. But Kay, we missed the opportunity. There's only one person in this world that I know that would do so well in this industry would be you, because you do so good research. You're very, very organized. And he's like, so what do we do? I said, why don't we start our own coin? Why don't we start our own NFT? I mean, you got dog coins, you got purple coins, you got yellow coins, you got all kinds of coins, and this is really up your alley. So
I was like, wait, I don't want to go to jail. we don't know about this coin stuff, so let's really, let's talk to our lawyer
first.
Let's
take a minute and think about it.
Yeah, and so what happened was, that's when things started more as a hobby for us. Until then, we started learning, oh my God, this is really, all the trajectory that's been going on with the cryptocurrency and the blockchain and so forth. So today we said, well, whether people believe us or not, right, about our story, at least now our story's sealed and delivered through the blockchain. And now what we can do is now we can offer an opportunity to all those people that are looking for opportunities through business consulting, through now the platform that we're building with the White Elephant, where I brought the White Elephant here today, who can share with us maybe more about how we started and what we're doing and where our vision and mission is going to lie with this opportunity.
For sure. I mean, there's such an interesting story to how you got here today and how you got into the industry. So what are the pillars today, and has that vision changed from when you started to today?
I did really well in the stock market. I always have been able to pick the winner, and find my opportunities. So when you do so much and so many years of that, you just get bored. Like, it's not, oh wow, you make so much money, you get bored. No, it's just like you just don't have any more challenge left. So, and that's why I made the call. I was like, okay, you're right, and I'm bored. So let's figure out how to do something. And as I was learning about it, I said, okay, you know what? I think why don't we start something simple? Let's start making some NFT. We have a great story, and let's just make a small NFT. We make it really, really beautiful digital art, of an elephant, and people liked it. And before we were like, okay, we're gonna launch, and somebody come up and say, but why am I buying this, Kay? So I'm like, that's utility, right? So it's a big question. So, and one day we basically, sit down and like, okay, what we're gonna do? So we sit there one day. I was sitting in the backyard. We got drunk. Just on my table was a little white elephant little thing. So I'm like, you know what? I think I know what we're gonna do. So I asked one of the techs and one of the artists that was working with me, and I'm like, hey, can we make metaverse platform? What do we use that off of? I mean, do we use the same way we make a game? He's like, yeah, man, why not? Let's start doing that. So I said, okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna build, White Elephant marketplace right here in the middle, and we're gonna do it Disney style. Get NFTs where people have it, use it as a pass, and they're gonna come over here. They connect directly with a factory. They can buy product from people that we know, that we've done business through years. They can source their product here. That saved us from flying back and forth to China. Because me and him, oh my God, we have gone to mountain, up, down, sideways. We've gone to Brazil, Ecuador, Spain.
You got lost in Thailand's forest.
Exactly, just to find product. Can you imagine if we can create something that's really cool, that is convenient for us? And say, look, if we can create this and it's convenient for us, it's good for us, it's going to be good for other people. So somebody heard us and then called us and said, hey, my cousin tell me that you were doing this. You looking for an investor? I'm like, not really. I said, but we want to invest. So they come in and they started talking to us, helping us financially, and I just grew from there. And then step back a little bit. Now, we never launched the NFT. Actually, we were asked to shut down our NFT because what I was telling people and what we had on the website to tell people was two different things. So the investor looking at us like, listen, I think you guys need to shut down, regroup, get your thoughts together, get everything together, and then we'll come back to the table. And here we are 9 months later, we're here. So exactly. So, and as an investor, I was like, okay, if I'm going to invest to something, I need to have some principle, right? I need to know that, there's a certain pillar that I have to follow. So I create 3 simple way of doing business. I said, well, if I'm going to create a product, it has to be an originality product, okay, idea. And the second thing is like it had to be able to replace the old technology eventually, like not immediately, like eventually within the next 10 years, can we replace the old, and replace, put the new into it, like. And then the third part is it need to have like the whoa effect. It's gotta be faster, it's gotta be better, it's gotta be more convenient, it's gotta be more security, et cetera, et cetera. So I said, what, I think we got a product that we built that is actually fit that.
That's really cool. And I know you're from Colombia and you're from Thailand, so you're building this technology that kind of breaks borders at all levels.
Yes.
How do you see the value in that? How do you see your technology bridging different countries around the world?
Recession is not just in this country. I think it's around the world. But before I get to the recessions, I want to tell you something, okay? When we started this, we just wanted to be able to, create the funds to continue our company, and parts of the funds we want to actually donate to, to help elephant. We found a group in Thailand that have been taking care of elephant in Asia elephant for the past 30 years. Elephant eat about $50 a day and nobody cares. When we spend billions of dollars to feed cats and dogs. I mean, you can Google it, you'll see it. We saw it. So people, have not yet differentiated between an animal that will be extinct, and it's not just elephant alone, it's other animals as well that hurt worldwide. So we say to ourselves, instead of giving money to people, why don't we create something that people from all over the world, they can participate? So if we create a metaverse, give them a small piece of land, create a useful platform for them to come in and help them find the finance, right, to support their idea of business. Wouldn't that be cool? And it's cost less than $100.
Yeah.
That we could give them all this roadmap. So let's build a company, legitimately based on the 3 pillars I mentioned to you, and then create a user-friendly software, right? Give them a secure space where they can basically own their own contents, create their own contents, own their own contents, secure their contents, give them a roadmap to how they can monetize it. Wouldn't that help? So if they can make some money, then they can stop killing an elephant. They can stop killing animals, right?
Right.
That's why we did what we did.
Yep. So as you're saying that story, all I'm thinking is it's all about community and getting people involved and finding that value you're talking about.
Yes.
How do you do that? How do you bring new users to hear your story?
So far, I'll be honest with you, I have so many people like you, who just stand in the middle of, these conventions and ask us to sit down and ask us to tell a little bit about ourselves, tell a little bit about our idea, and it just went from there because we haven't really speak on social media. Actually, this is probably the first time I speak in 2 years for me. I know he has been. We have our other PR have been out there on Twitter Space and stuff a couple of times, but we haven't really been focused much on social media. We've been focusing more on, I have been focusing more on infrastructure of a company, the platform, raise the engineer and the artist to help us rendering, our new product, which is, I think in 2 days, we're going to come up with the rail. So it's just going to go on YouTube. We're going to be talking more on space, and we're going to start pushing, on Twitter to see how we built this thing. So it's pretty cool, actually. I'll send you the video.
Yeah, for sure.
So much to share.
So much to share.
Yeah, it's just a lot of information that we've been sitting on for almost a year and a half.
That's very cool, and that's going to happen in 2 days.
Yes,
so
in 2 days.
What are your plans in about 5 years? Where do you see yourselves?
I see more user adopt us, and I think it will start with the big corporations. I want to target, global company first to help us lay the foundations for the rest of the people. So let's say for instance, people gotta drink coffee in the morning. I can't. I got to. I'm trying to quit. I just can't. So if you can go to Starbucks on metaverse, and we create an AI to serve you. You can put in different locations, you can have different language, and we create a platform to help translate, because that's one of the main things in import and export business. You can't speak the language you can't understand, so we create an AI to be able to help us do that. We partner up with some other company, I can't mention it right now, so contract haven't been signed yet. So these are little things that we see that if they can accept it virtually in a small scale, not much investment for them, and I think it's going to cross over to the real physical world. Like if they can accept the payments, in the metaverse, then whatever they have left in their wallet, all the digital rewards that they have in their wallet, let's say they carry our digital wallet, so they should be able to pay for it in physical world as well. So if the large companies start adopting, then the rest of the small business will start doing the same. And I think that adoption is what we're looking for, that is going to benefit everybody around the world.
That makes sense. And you've had a lot of experience in different industries. You've gone through recession, you've gone through different crises. What do you feel is similar and what is different from what we've gone through in the last year?
Similar, I wouldn't use the word similar. I think that life goes its own up and down, and I think if people learn how to live within their means and consistently be innovative, don't give up, don't stop, step back, think about it a little bit, God always take care of you no matter what, He didn't give us money, but He gave us brain, He gave us time, so utilize your time correctly, and I think you will find the answer. I think we built a business platform to fit anybody from anywhere. Can you imagine you're in Africa, okay? You're in Ghana somewhere, and you live in a tribe, and you have these medications that you use for your tribe, right, to help, stop, eczema, right? But here, we don't know that, but they have proven record. They've been living there for 1,000 years, right? So now they have a chance to post their product, put it on the metaverse so the world can see it. This is the goal that we're looking for to achieve from people around the world. Anybody and anywhere can make a living.
So we want to move the e-commerce into v-commerce.
Exactly. And they can do both. I mean, we got to
give you
that
example. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
In the next 10 years, depend on infrastructure that we live in. We now, and everybody want to transfer ourselves into the metaverse already, and unfortunately, we cannot do that just yet. We are working and compensating to make that happen, to make it work. I think Sandbox did a great job. Decentraland did a great job, so that's just like a part of it. Now we started getting more realistic, step by step, so you got to be realistic to most investors, especially small investors, like my kid and their crew, I have kids, that go to middle school and high school. These kids are like been following us for years, so, and we want to give them the right information, the correct information.
Well, you're doing amazing stuff, and thank you for sharing that with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you very much.
It
was fun, and I think we have one closing that we would like to share with everybody.
Of course.
Well, it's like this. I have prepared for it, but I don't think I remember the closing. But I'll do my best to try to do it. I said, we believe that this project is built, our platform is built by the people, for the people, okay? And together, in DeFi, we trust, right? Because now we take more control into our lives.
That's a great closing.
And White Elephant, the first letter of white is W, the second letter the first letter of an elephant is E, spells we. So this is a we project. It's not our project. We want this for everybody so that you can have your own white elephant, good fortune and story as well. Because if you think really, if you ask anybody in their bloodline somewhere, there is a white elephant sitting somewhere in their desk.
That's a real.
You got to find your own white story, white elephant story. We all do, So who's your white elephant? Yeah. One night we got into a fight with that. Who's your white elephant? Iverson is my white elephant. He said, no, Post Malone is my white elephant. No, Michael Jordan is white elephant. We were arguing till like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was a good game, actually.
Thank you, Nicole, for
That's a great closing statement. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.